You throw over $1,000 a month into local wishing wells.
Of course, you idiot, because I'm wishing for more money.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenberger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to Keep Your Money Show. I'm Jamie Westenberger, joined as always by Bart Steinler. We've been discussing long-term care, health savings accounts, lump sum pensions. If you missed any part of the show, you can always find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com. You can also find it on our podcast partners at iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, YouTube, and Stitcher. Just search for the Keeping Your Money Show. So Mitch McConnell made an interesting statement in an interview with Bloomberg here a couple weeks ago, Bart. And he said that the U.S. federal deficit has to be addressed. And one of the ways they have to address that is in re-examining Social Security. And I had to call out the esteemed gentleman from Kentucky.
Now, wait a minute. Quit calling him esteemed. Because when you start the show, you always say that I'm your esteemed colleague. Okay? And now you're calling Mitch McConnell esteemed. And I don't really appreciate the correlation there.
I didn't even think of that.
Okay.
I was just thinking about how they addressed them in the Senate, you know.
All right, drop the esteemed, okay?
The distinguished gentleman from Kentucky.
There you go.
But no, that is the biggest pile of dung I've ever... Okay, so we're going to have a little Social Security 101 today.
So a politician lied to us?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I know.
What's the world coming to?
In the last month, it's been difficult to wade through all of the crud. But
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. And I think it's confusing because of all the political speak that happens, okay?
Right.
There's three different things that sometimes get all lumped together. One is the deficit.
Okay.
One is debt. And
Yep.
one is unfunded obligations, okay?
Okay.
And a lot of times when people talk about one of those three, they kind of murk them all together, right?
Right.
Deficit. How much more money we're spending right now this year than what we are bringing in. This year, $779 billion. Okay?
Right.
So we are acquiring almost $1 trillion of debt this year just based on what we're spending this year.
And I think we all can agree that that is something that needs to be addressed.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Secondly, debt. How much have we acquired in all of the years where we've ran deficits, plus all of the interest that we owe on that? That's somewhere in the 30 trillion range,
Right.
give or take.
That also needs to be addressed.
Absolutely. The third thing is unfunded obligations. Now, this is where Medicare and Social Security come in. Because what happens with Medicare and Social Security, because it's a promise made to us by our government, it is considered a liability because in 2034, there will be a shortfall that will run until 2092 of over $13 trillion to cover Social Security. But that is a future unfunded obligation. Presently, right now in Social Security pays its own way. It pays its own way between the money it earns off of its own, off of interest, off of its own money. It pays its own way from the money that comes in from our taxes, and it pays its way from money that's in the fund. So,
And the vast majority of that, I think they say 87% is coming from the 12.4 payroll tax on earned income.
right. And here's the thing, what people don't even understand is legally Social Security cannot create a deficit for the taxpayer. It is its own trust. It is its own money. Now, the government ignored that when they took money out of it
Right.
decades ago, which is why we're in the predicament we're in today. But the reality is, if Social Security was to run completely out of money and not have enough coming in, like is anticipated in 2034, the government cannot take general tax revenue to plug that hole without legislation. So when somebody says that there is a deficit or our debt is being affected by Social Security, that is a flat out lie. It has nothing to do with our deficit or our current debt situation.
And as citizens, when politicians demagogue on this topic, we should be educated and we should stop them in their tracks, and we should not accept it. So when one party claims that the other party wants to, throw your grandmother off a bridge because they want to make some adjustments to Social Security, or when one party says that the other party doesn't care about the federal deficit because they don't want to address Social Security, both of them should be called on the carpet. Okay? One of the reasons that we're heading towards a deficit is because the two parties cannot quit demagoguing this issue and come together and make some minor adjustments to solve the problem. Okay? What is a minor adjustment? Well, right now, the 12.4% of payroll tax, so half of that comes from you, half of it comes from your employer, or if you're self-employed, it all comes from you, is going into the Social Security fund. Okay? That's collected on the first $128,400 of income. Okay? After the money you make after $128,400 does not contribute to Social Security. Okay? So, among other things, that's a possibility that maybe they raise that from $128,400 to $150,000. Now, do I want them to do that? Do I want to have that larger tax obligation? Absolutely not. I do not. But there are certain things that you have to massage. And they've already massaged the date that you can start taking Social Security, or if you take it at an earlier date, you get a discounted amount. And they've tinkered with other things. They need to tinker with a few more things.
Well, they need to address
that gap.
it. Just address it.
Just address it.
Stop kicking the can down the road,
right,
and acting like, there's nothing we can do about this terrible program. Well, you're the people that invented this program. So instead of screwing it up, let's get it fixed. I mean, it's a pretty simple. This is what blows my mind, Bart. Okay, I don't know the exact number, but but let's go back to when this first started being talked about. Okay, 2000, 1995.
It's easily been 15, 20 years.
Okay, I know for a fact our very first show we ever did on the Keeping Your Money show, we talked about Social Security's concerning the possibility of it running out of money. So. Right. It's been at least that long.
Right.
So, but if they would have taken, $1 trillion and just dumped it into Social Security and allowed that to grow the way it should, because Social Security has to invest all of its excess cash. Now, the government happens to be who it invests in, because the government borrowed all the money out and pays a whopping high interest rate of 2.9%, which is a joke.
Right.
Anywhere else they would have invested it, they would have gotten more than 2.9%, but we'll ignore that. But had they just addressed it then, we wouldn't even be in this predicament. And you say, well, what's it? That's $1 trillion. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, how many legislations have we passed in the last 10 years that were $100 billion, $400 billion, $800 billion? I mean, they throw around hundreds of billions of dollars in Washington, D.C. like it's no big deal.
Yeah, well,
so fix the one that actually affects me.
So there's another small adjustment they could make. Raise that 2.9% to 3.9%.
But Bart, that would affect the deficit. Yeah. And then Mitch McConnell will be right, for God's sakes, which we can't have happening.
No.
But, again, even if you were grasping at straws and saying that because of the payments made on the debt owed to Social Security, it affects the deficit, well, then you idiots shouldn't have borrowed the money in the first place.
Right.
You should have just left it alone to start with.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be where we are today.
Or, they could pay some of that principal back, and the Social Security Administration could loan it out at a more competitive interest rate.
Right. Maybe they could invest it where the California Pension Board does.
Yeah.
Because they're getting like 9% according to them.
Right.
So. All right, coming up, we're going to wrap up the show, send you into the weekend right here on the Keep Your Money Show.
It's never too late to plan for your future, and the Keeping Your Money Show can help. Our team of advisors can answer questions you may have about investing your money. Through Securities America, Inc., our advisors offer a diversified and comprehensive list of quality products and services. Call the Keeping Your Money Show at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to schedule your free consultation.
I'm not going to stand here in front of one of the great wonders of the world and argue about an old movie. I'll go back inside. If you figure out some plan to make $800 last a lifetime, knock on the door. I'll be in there.
You're listening to the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to the Keep Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger joined, as always, by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Bart Steinler.
Now he's not going to be able to keep a straight face with
every time I
that.
say that. No. If you don't know why I'm laughing, I called the senator esteemed in the last segment. That infuriated Bart because he did not like being compared to the senator. So, yeah,
Well,
that's not going to get old. I'm going to tell you that right
There's
now.
different class distinctions, and I don't want to be down there with
With senators.
with politicians. No.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show, where we cut through all the bulls, the booyahs, the bells, whistles, hawks, and horns to get you the information that actually helps you move towards retirement. If you're just tuning in, waiting for the next show, come back an hour later or an hour earlier next week so you can catch the Keeping Your Money Show. We talked about home health care costs, how they're hurting us all, but how are we going to pay for it? Health savings accounts, how you're using yours completely wrong. Pensions, lump sum versus monthly payments. And is Social Security really screwing up the federal deficit? No, it's not. Not if you actually understand how it works, which clearly politicians don't. Social Security has very little to do with federal debt or deficit. If you missed any part of the show, you can find it on our website. Go to keepingyourmoney.com. Or you can find it on our podcast partners, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Just search for the Keeping Your Money Show. Another great show, Bart.
Excellent show.
Michigan, Indiana today.
Going to be a good game.
Who's state
Michigan's
playing,
gonna take
Nebraska?
that. Oh, I don't know who state
I feel
playing.
like they're playing Nebraska.
This was a weird week because I've been following Western Michigan University this year, and most of their games have been on Thursday night, which kind of throws me off because I'd rather watch college football
I
on
wonder
Saturday.
why they're doing that.
And then this week they played on Tuesday night,
That's weird.
and that was really strange. But
Maybe because No, I don't know. I don't know why they would play like that. That's really odd.
yeah, they were playing in Bowling Green, and there was like 6 people in the stands.
Well, yeah, last Tuesday was cold.
I know. There's like all, and they're all bundled together with this huge blanket around them.
There's like 6 people in the very middle with one blanket. That's awesome. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope you enjoy time with your family this week. If you're like a lot of us, maybe you're traveling to visit friends and family.
I saw a cute joke, and it had this guy, and he says, "I'm going to save a lot of money on Christmas present this year. I'm going to talk about politics during Thanksgiving."
Yeah. Try and avoid politics at Thanksgiving. After our last election, things might be a little raw.
I wonder if the recounts will be done by then.
Oh, good Lord. Who knows? I just don't understand why one county in Florida can't seem to figure out how voting works, but that's just me. Hey, if you're thinking about retiring, if you haven't planned properly, you're going to probably not enjoy it very much. If you do not have an income plan for your retirement distributions, if you've got this lump sum of money and you think it's the right amount, but you really don't know, give us a call. We'd love to sit down and help you figure that out and see if you do have the right assets to design your income distribution plan. Our toll-free number is 888-98-MONEY. That's 888-986-6639. For everyone here at the Keeping Your Money Show, Dan Van Singo, Shane Thorson, Nate Boonstra, our friend Troy Fox on the Lake Shore, of course, our wonderful producer, Laura Ridenour, and my compadre, the esteemed Mr. Bart Steinler. I'm Jamie Westenbarger. Have a great weekend, and happy Thanksgiving.
Registered representatives offer securities through Securities America, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Financial advisors offer advisory services through Securities America Advisors, Inc. Forest Hills Financial, Inc. and Securities America are separate entities.